Mine is a slightly funnier story. I think in 2020, post the first wave of COVID, Jose was doing TIA summit. No one was willing to come in person, and I think he found me on LinkedIn and like, yeah, you are doing some good stuff. You know, you should come and speak. So I was one of the few people, maybe 10 people, who came for a video recording of it. So thank you for that opportunity. And here I am today, 3 years later. Prateep, my name is Prateep Basu. I'm the CEO of SatSure. We are a young company, just been 6 years in business. So just a quick overview of the company, what we do, since most of you may not know us. We call ourselves a deep tech company because we are working at the intersection of space technology, AI, and cloud. Today, we are a 160 plus strong team with offices in 3 countries and customers in 12. So not very big operations, but then we have, as from our investor base, as you see, made a bit of a dent in the financial services domain, which is why some of our customers like HDFC, ICICI ended up investing in us. These are like for non-Indians, some of the largest private sector banks of India. So as a company, what we do is we call ourselves a full stack Earth observation company, meaning we actually started out building solutions first. So my personal background, along with my co-founders, is that we used to work with the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. We were there at a very interesting time when still the satellite sizes used to be like of mini trucks. But then a lot of innovation happened upstream, as we call it, hardware innovation. And today we can see shoebox satellites also beaming down images of the Earth. However, when we started in 2017, there was a lot of data suddenly being generated from space, but not enough applications being built, not enough connect to the real life problems were made. So we started from the downstream data solutions part, which is here. And we had to build out a full platform to ingest different kinds of data, because satellite data doesn't solve a problem alone. You need to think of problem solving, and that's where our expertise got built. But as we grew as a company, we also saw that the natural resource of our business is the satellite data. It's a core of it. So hence, today we have an investment of about $35 million up to own and operate 4 satellites. And I see a lot of German collaboration here. Indeed, our supply chain is fully European, with Germany, France, and UK being like our core of the space hardware supply chain. So today, as a company with diversified tech offerings, spread across banks and NBFCs, insurance, who are into lending in agriculture or insurance in agriculture, to airport operators, airlines, power line utilities, etc., and agribusinesses. At SatSure, we have, I would say, focused on building that horizontal capability using the expertise that come from AI and satellite image processing. So just to give a hint of what all we are doing, how do we enable financial inclusion for farmers? I know it's sometimes difficult to fathom, like what would a bank do with satellite imagery? We don't give any satellite imagery to banks. We actually generate valuable insights from it. The example of a problem for a typical farmer is that, number one, they have to wait in queues and have like it takes a lot of days, 15 to 45 days, to get their loans processed. And investment into their farm through these loans is an important aspect of increasing productivity. So many a times the loans get rejected because they don't have proper credit history, or they have had a loan waiver. Many a times they are they are forced to take the loans at high interest rate from money lenders. Now this is a farmer story. The bank story is that if you are lending at a farm, first of all, you have about 120 to 130 million farmers, of which about 70 million of them are still part of the credit system. The cost of acquisition and servicing the farmers, the cost of risk is quite high. So they see this as a sector where they have to just meet the lending criteria. We have a 18% lending criteria here. So for the banks, it had to be made profitable and improve the perception of risk. For the farmers, it had to be fast, efficient loans like any of the urban folks get. It's just to give a context for people who are not from India, we have 85% of the 130 million farmers who are smallholders, which is less holding of less than a hectare. So it's very fragmented. Now, imagine from 35, average 30 days loan processing time to bring it down to 10 minutes. That's what we have enabled. So, which is one of the reasons why some of the banks invested in us, because the key aspect of lending was how do you check the crop, the irrigation water availability, the land ownership, etc. So we brought those all together, and hence we have a full suite of for the banks, which enables them to underwrite, to monitor their risk, and to also collect effectively, while we work with the other agri businesses who provide services to farmers, so that they also have improved productivity and access to market. So how do we, what are the kind of data products you build? Now you think of a satellite image, the first image that comes in your mind is Google Maps. Google Maps has a lot of beautiful imagery globally, right? So those are called optical images. They are in color bands. But when we have to analyze what crop is coming from that satellite image, it's not possible. So that's where you use something called multispectral data, which is essentially analysis of data which are in the infrared or shorter, narrow bands of infrared, because the reflectance properties of vegetation, urban, etc. are different in all of these bands. So we are able to then generate information like the boundaries of the farms, the potential, the identification of the crops, the identification of harvest, prediction of harvesting, sowing, tillage, etc. So these all become very interesting business insights. Now imagine this is business insight at a planetary scale, but with the precision of a small farm. That's what satellites enable, and that's why it's so difficult to nap down one product using satellite imagery and AI. So for us, what we have done is we have realized we can't build all the applications of the world. We built out the credit application for banks, but we have opened up our data through our platform, which can be accessed through APIs. And today we have a lot of large businesses who are ingesting such kind of proprietary data products into their businesses. Proprietary meaning stuff like how do we use AI to remove clouds. Now, whenever you're flying on an aircraft, you would see so much clouds everywhere, right? So it's not easy to always get information from satellites. So using also sometimes the lighting condition can change the kind of resolution or the information in an image. So all of these kind of image enhancement, processing, etc. is all AI developed. Indeed, we have 5 patents granted to us in the last 6 years. So, and since this conference is about sustainability, how we have been supporting certain organizations in regenerative agriculture practices and promoting that stuff like identification of rotation, tillage practices, water management practices, all of this becomes transparent. Tomorrow, if let's say in Europe you are sourcing some commodities, food commodities, and you want to have the sustainability rating, this is the kind of transparent data that is required to do that certification. Indeed, certifying agencies today accept it. So just to kind of also wrap up, because I focused a bit more on agriculture given the context of the event today, we also have a fledgling business in infrastructure monitoring, because when you look from satellite images, you're not just seeing the crops and forests, you're seeing so many different things. So again, it boils down to what kind of algorithms you build to identify changes across such large area man-made features. So things like, we are supporting utilities companies in identifying the risk associated with vegetation around their high-powered cables, which are spread across thousands of kilometers. And why is it very important? Because even an outage of an hour can cost like $500,000 to $1 million of losses for these companies, and it can be a very time-taking thing. Pruning the trees, identifying where the dead trees are, etc. Especially when in the context of climate-related risk. If you have a forecast of a heavy, rainfall and flood, then this becomes more important to identify those specific areas which are risky across their asset. Similarly, we have today implemented across Airport Authority of India a product for obstacle detection around the airports, especially for some of the key cities in India, and that actually transitioned India into the as a sixth country to have such kind of automated systems using, and the first one to use satellite imagery and to enable this, because this is a very traditional industry, aviation, to do all of that. So all in all, there is a, you have heard the satellite too many times by now, the last 8 minutes. So yes, there is a lot of potential to work with imagery and build applications. We have just scratched the surface, I feel, and hence the further investment up to launch our own satellites, which would be providing daily repeativity across the world, anywhere in the world, and at a sub-meter resolution. So this is some of the images of the testing that is happening currently in UK. Indeed, our aerial test is, the test provider is a German company only. So there is a lot of collaboration already that happens, and we are very, very happy to further understand how we can explore collaboration with companies. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, that would be it from me. I'll be available after this session for talk.
Shall we give a big round of applause because global winner ADB Ventures, put that slide, man. I just want to see. Yeah, and 2018 Agriculture Grand Challenge, Ministry of Agriculture, India, Global Agriculture Infotech Challenge, World Bank, MIT. How much did your last round raise, if you don't mind? I think it's public information anyway. Just
It is public information. Yeah, we don't raise much. I think last round was $15 million, but we are also post-revenue company, so
Okay.
we only bite the amount we can chew.
perfect. Let's give a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prateep, for the great work.